Hey, Mum, answer me a question. Aren't you ashamed to be leeching off Dad's salary like a parasite?
Huh?
This is why stay-at-home housewives are a blight on humanity and a drain on society.
Kane, where is this coming from all of a sudden? It's not like I just became a stay-at-home housewife yesterday.
I know that. You've been leeching off Dad ever since you married him, right? You really landed on your feet when you found him, huh? Basically, you haven't had a proper job and been a productive member of society ever since you tied the knot.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you think that way, but still, why now? It's hardly like I became a stay-at-home housewife yesterday.
I'm telling you these hard truths now, because now is when you need to hear them. It's been 6 years since my sister flew the nest, right? And 2 for me. Think of me putting you in your place right now as an insurance policy. Well, think about it. If, God forbid, something should happen to Dad, who's going to be left to feed, clothe and shelter you? Me and my sister. That's who.
Well, that's simply not true at all. I became a housewife after a lengthy discussion with your father. Believe me, it wasn't a decision we took lightly at all. I don't need you to tell me that it'd be awkward for you and your sister to have to look after me. That much is obvious. We have contingencies in place to ensure that doesn't happen, so you don't need to worry.
You say that, but you're still a stay-at-home housewife.
And what's wrong with that? If there's something you want to say, how about you come here and say it to us in person?
Huh?
If you're so set on putting me in my place, then come over here and do it to my face. Your father will be here, I'll call your sister, and we can all discuss it together as a family.
Well, to be honest, I have more important things to do right now.
Your father and I are totally fine with the current situation, and we built this household on the mutual understanding that it was what we both wanted. If you feel so passionately about repudiating the way we live, then you should at least have the courage to come here and do it to our faces. We're happy to discuss it with you, I assure you.
Well,
when should we be expecting you? Your sister will have to make time in her schedule, so I suggest you decide quickly. Now.
No, that's not what I meant, actually.
Then what did you mean?
Well, I have important business to attend to and I have to go.
You wait right there, Kane. I'm not finished with you. Mom, did you see the X account I just sent you? Victoria. Yes, I saw it. As much as it pains me to say it, as far as I can see, there's only one rational explanation for this. It's Kane. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Looking at his past tweets, there are a few photos mixed in that make it obvious it could only be him. Oh, good grief, whatever are we going to do with that boy? It would be one thing if he kept his antics confined to the house, but to think he's doing it on social media for all to see like this? Ugh, I'm embarrassed to have him as my brother. Seriously, how the heck did he get this way? It defies belief. To be honest, I wasn't sure whether I should show you. Soon enough, he's gonna have no choice but to face a certain harsh reality. So I thought maybe I should keep it quiet for the time being, but nope, I just couldn't keep it quiet. I had to show you. Oh, don't worry, sweetie. You did the right thing, and I'm grateful to you for it. Thank you. Kane, are you attacking stay-at-home housewives on social media?
Huh?
Your sister contacted me after finding what appears to be your X account.
What the heck? All I ever post on X is trivial reflections of my daily life and pictures of my cat.
Not that one. Your secret account.
Huh?
Yes, we found you. Boldly spewing your poisonous hatred and bile towards stay-at-home housewives to the world from a fully public account. When I saw the photos from your daily life obviously indicating it was you mixed in with the hate, I naturally found myself overwhelmed with disgust at how you think it's acceptable to talk about housewives like that. But also disappointment and regret at how stupidly irresponsible you could be to give yourself away so blatantly.
I don't remember uploading photos like that.
The watch your dad sent you to celebrate your graduation ceremony, the mole on your arm and the picture of you wearing the watch, the background of the university campus apartment you currently live in, the illustration books your sister made for the whole family in the background of that picture of your cup of noodles were an especially big giveaway. How can you deny it's your account when you made it so blatantly obvious?
God damn and blast it. Crap.
What on earth do you think you're doing here, son? We never raised you to be this way.
I'm just telling the truth. Is that a crime? Is it wrong to say what I really think?
You're free to think what you like. I can't say I agree with you, but it wouldn't necessarily be a problem if you kept your hateful ideas to yourself. But to think you're boldly broadcasting your poison for the whole world to see, this is unacceptable, Kane.
Shut up, you annoying old hag.
Yes, I'm sure I am nothing but an annoying old hag to you. But there are some things I have a duty and obligation to say to you as your mother.
And there are some things I have a duty and obligation to tell the world. As a productive and contributing member of society.
There are some things you shouldn't say. How is it that you made it to adulthood without learning such a simple lesson?
Who the heck do you think you're preaching at, you goddamn hypocrite? You just spent the last 20 years living like a princess without ever lifting a finger. As a stay-at-home housewife because Dad's too much of a pushover to put you in your place. How is it that the only skill you've learned in 50 years is how to leech and parasite off of others? You're a lazy, idle, indolent, slothful, loafing, inactive, inert, slow-moving, work-shy piece of garbage. Know your place, worm.
Oh my God, Kane, are you being serious? Is this all some kind of ridiculous act, or are you actually like this?
What's the problem? It's the truth, ain't it?
I see. And what the hell do you know about us? It's a simple question. What do you know about me and your father?
Mum?
I told you to come to the house so we could talk this over in person before, but I've changed my mind. You just crossed the line. Don't you dare show your face around here until we've decided what to do with you, boy. Do you hear me? Do I make myself clear? Hello, Kane, you moronic twerp.
Hey, Victoria. Don't speak to me like that, you stupid bitch. Me and you have beef to settle. Why the hell did you go and tell Mum about my secret account?
Believe me, it wasn't an easy decision to make. I can't believe you actually think it's acceptable to spew such hatred and bile towards an entire segment of society online. But the fact that I'd stumbled onto it meant it was only a matter of time before Mom did. Which is why I thought the earlier I told her, the more chance there'd be of you changing your ways in the long run.
Well, thanks to you. Mum gave me the lecture to end all lectures yesterday. God damn you. You think I needed to hear any of that crap?
Did you know she was a hard-working career woman before she got married?
What? Say what now?
But then, one day, Dad's little sister, who was a single mother, abandoned her 5-year-old daughter and 1-year-old son in her apartment and pulled a vanishing act.
Wow. What?
To Dad, they were his niece and nephew. But when he found them in his sister's apartment, it had been 10 days since their mom left them there. And they were so skinny and malnourished, he barely recognized them.
Victoria, why are you telling me this?
Don't worry about that. All you need to do is listen. Dad's sister was found later on. But when Dad confronted her about what she did, she said she was moving to Italy to marry her boyfriend, and that she didn't need the kids because, to quote her, they were nothing but an inconvenience. With that, the 2 children who'd just been abandoned by their mother were adopted by our newly married parents.
Oh, wait a second. Didn't you just say the woman who abandoned those kids was Dad's little sister? Wait a second. If Mum and Dad adopted them, are you talking about us?
Yes.
What? So does that mean me and you, Mum and Dad are...
Yes. Dad's not actually our dad. He's our uncle. We do still have a blood relation to him. But as for Mom, well, yeah. I think you can put 2 and 2 together.
Oh my God. Is this some kind of sick joke?
This isn't the kind of thing I joke about, Kane. Anyway, like I said earlier, when Mom and Dad met, Mom was a hard-working career woman. She was at a crucial point in her life, finding herself standing at a crossroads and with little time to make a decision. Would she pursue the promotion and continue walking the path to CEO she dreamed of ever since she was a little girl? Of course, it would have meant breaking things off with Dad, getting a divorce, and finding a new partner, someone more suited to the kind of life she wanted to live. She did have other options, and it couldn't have been an easy decision to make. And the truth is, Dad actually told her he wouldn't hold it against her if she chose to divorce him. He felt awful about the thought of problems on his side of the family causing Mom to have to give up on her dream. But even in spite of that, she chose to give up on the career she'd always dreamed of to raise me and you as our mother.
What?
I'm sure a big part of her wanted to carry on pursuing her career, but the situation back then probably made that difficult. Mainly, I mean the situation with my condition.
What's that supposed to mean?
You probably don't remember because you were only 1 at the time. But I was 5, which meant I was old enough to understand what was going on. When I realized Mom had abandoned us, the shock hit me so hard my world was flipped upside down, and I became extremely emotionally unstable. Juggling caring for 2 small children with a full-time job would be difficult at the best of times. But me being a nervous wreck carrying around a bunch of trauma made it doubly so.
So that's why she quit her job?
Yes. There's no doubt about it. It must have been the most difficult decision of her life. Can you imagine? One day you're just going about your business as usual, focusing on pursuing your dream. Things are going fairly well. Then out of nowhere, you're hit with the bombshell of having 2 small children dumped on you and forced to make a decision that would change your life forever. Of course, it was entirely her decision, but in the end, it inevitably meant giving up on the career she'd been pursuing with absolute single-minded devotion ever since she was a teenager.
Oh my God. Mum.
That's not all, Kane. The fact that me and you have no younger siblings means she gave up on having children of her own. Do you understand the gravity of that?
Oh my God. She did that for us.
Yes, she did it for us. She did it for all of us.
Oh my God. But I said some awful stuff to Mum the other day.
Yes, you did.
I had no idea, but... that doesn't excuse what I did, does it? Oh my God.
No, it doesn't.
But even if I tried to apologise for... Victoria, I think she's blocked me. None of my messages seem to be going through. That she told me not to show my face at the house anymore too, Victoria. What am I supposed to do? How can I make this right?
You can start by deleting that horrible secret account of yours. Oh, but before you do, you should make a public apology for everything you posted on there.
Okay, I'll do it.
I'll tell Mom about your change of heart as soon as I see the proof in your apology message. Also, you should still be able to message Dad, so it's not like it's completely impossible to get through to her. As for what you should say to Mom and how you decide to behave towards her from now on, I'll let you decide. You've got some serious thinking to do about the kind of person you want to be from here on out, Kane.
You're right. I do have some thinking to do.
Victoria, you told Kane the truth about your mother, didn't you? Oh, hey, Mom. Yes, I did. Dad told me he gave you permission when you told him how horribly Kane had been behaving lately. I'm sorry you had to do that, sweetie. It can't have been an easy thing for you to do. It's okay. You don't need to apologize. Besides, I'm the one who should be saying sorry. I went and told him the truth about us being adopted behind your back. You were actually planning to tell him once he reached age 20, right? Yes, that's right. Oh, but it's fine. As long as your dad said he was okay with it, then it's fine by me. It looks like Kane deleted his secret account. Yes, I just saw myself. He posted an apology message before deleting the account 2 days later. But still, I have no idea what would possess him to write such horrible things in the first place. About that, I asked him about it. It turns out one of his seniors in university, who he looks up to and admires in a big way, got brutally rejected in front of the whole lecture hall by a girl he'd had the mother of all crushes on for the last year. That girl then dropped out of university, quit her job, and married the son of a rich family. Apparently, she currently spends her days broadcasting her life of carefree luxury as a stay-at-home housewife on social media, having everything provided for her and never having to lift a single finger. When Kane's friend told him about the situation and vented his frustrations about how much he hated her for what she did, instead of putting it down to the actions of one rotten apple, he decided the whole barrel was spoiled and launched into a vicious tirade against all stay-at-home housewives. They're a blight on humanity. They're social parasites. You know how it went. Anyway, my little brother, being naive in the ways of the world and easily influenced by his friend, whom he idolized, started parroting everything he was saying, and before you know it, he made a secret X account to disseminate his toxic sludge. I see. So that's how this all came about, is it? Come to think of it, I'm somehow not surprised. That boy always was easily influenced by his friends, wasn't he? Yeah, and I pointed that out to him. I told him he should use this as an opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth, and become someone who can think for himself without blindly parroting the opinions of others. I see. But wait, there's more. Apparently, Kane Sr.'s online attacks against his despised ex-crush got so vicious and severe they crossed the bounds of mere hatred and onto actual defamation territory. Kane thought it was strange when he stopped seeing him around the campus, and after asking around a little, found out the girl had hired a lawyer and was pressing charges against him. When he realized how expensive fighting the legal battle was going to be, he had no choice but to drop out. Goodness me, what a terrible situation! On the bright side, I think seeing what happened to his friend has opened Kane's eyes to how out of line he was being. I think in his own way, he's experiencing genuine feelings of remorse. I know you might not be able to forget all of those things he said to you overnight, but do you think maybe you could be lenient with him? You're right. Okay, I will. You know, dear, I've been thinking. I think I might finally be ready to start working again soon. Huh? Where did that come from all of a sudden? It doesn't particularly have anything to do with the situation with Kane. But with you two growing up now, my responsibilities around the house aren't as heavy as they used to be. Your dad recently suggested I take up evening classes, and it got me thinking, forget evening classes, I want to work again, was the first thought that crossed my mind. You can take the career woman out of the job, but you can't take the job out of the career woman. For the time being, I'm thinking of starting with something small, like cleaning for an office building or supermarket. I plan on getting to work with job hunting over the next few days. Wow, cool. You can do this, Mom. And don't I just know it? Thank you, Victoria. A month later, a message from my son arrived in the mail. Victoria had already told me to expect a letter of apology, so I opened it immediately without hesitation. First, it simply said, "I'm sorry." Then it went on to say, "Thank you so much for raising me, Mom. I swear to graduate university at the top of my class and make a success of my life to show you how grateful I am for the hard work and sacrifices you made for me and my sister. I can't wait for you to see the man I become." Then it went on to say, "If you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I'd love nothing more than to carry on being your son. I don't want him to think I'm going easy on him, so I think I'll hold off sending him a response letter for the time being.